You're up, Commissioner.
All right, Bannock County Commissioners are in session. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, and we're starting off with Indigent Services. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Chantal Latwulu with Indigent Services. First case I have for you is case number 2026-0013. It's an application for cremation expenses in the amount of $1,500 for Wilkes Funeral Home. The deceased does meet all Idaho Code criteria to be eligible for assistance through the indigent program, was a Bannock County resident, and was not a veteran. With the information I did obtain, it does appear that they meet all Idaho Code criteria, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time. For case number 2026-0014, it's an application for cremation expenses submitted by Cord Nielsen Funeral Home in the amount of $1,500. The deceased does meet all Idaho Code criteria to be eligible for assistance, was a Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. With all of the information that I did obtain, it does meet all Idaho Code criteria, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but it's more of a process after that discussion we had the other day. So do these cremations then have to have a coroner's certificate?
Yes.
Because that was brought up.
They do.
And so who paid, I assume, do we pay for that along with this, or is that the mortuary that does that?
That is outside of my purview, so I
The
don't know.
reason I bring that up because we've talking about it and how many, Bonneville County, holy cow. He spit a number out there that was unreal, how many cremations Bonneville County does. And
Tori said last week when I asked him about that, last year was 50 of them. 50 indigent cremations
Yes.
that we did.
okay,
Yes, so that's how
but
many.
he said that the commissioner from Bonneville County said that every cremation in Bannock County has to have a coroner's certificate.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. That's by state statute.
So we're complying with that? And
We are.
everything? Okay.
The funds that are paid by Bannock County under indigency, they go to the funeral home, and the funeral home is then responsible for the cost of whatever they do.
So we're just paying,
So
Yeah.
theoretically,
What this
that
is right there.
certificate is in that cost.
Correct.
Theoretically.
okay, so that, because that's what we got to wondering whether that was a cost in addition to the 1,500, or that's something they have to
It's something
absorb?
they have to absorb.
Okay, because that was education for me, that I didn't realize that we had
Yeah, that was a good.
a certificate on there, but I think, we were talking like, didn't you come up with like 700 or something like that in Bannock County? And theirs is like 1,500, 3,000 cremation, I mean, it was an unreal.
It was Ada County, I think they said 4,000
Yeah,
cremations. But Tori said, I just asked him about indigent creations, because that's what we
Yeah.
paid for, and there were 50 that he said.
okay.
And he did obtain that number from me.
Oh, well,
Okay.
all right.
Well,
Should have went to the source.
anyway, sorry about that sidestep, but that got me questioning about where that cost comes from, but they eat that out of that, whatever we have agreed to. Okay,
Yeah, what we pay is what we pay, and then their costs are their costs.
okay,
Okay.
thank you. With that, I will make a motion that we approve case 2026-0013 and 2026-0014.
Can I amend that a motion?
Yes.
To include the release of lien on case number 2016-0317?
Yes, you could.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. City of Pocatello, Mayor Dahlquist and friends. Fun to say that. That's how we roll around here.
Yeah, gotta be efficient, you know?
I shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to. It's
Go
my
ahead.
nature.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we all know you.
You're
you
15
know.
minutes early.
Yeah, like, not normal for me, I'll tell you that. So, well, good morning. I'm Mark Dahlquist, Mayor of Pocatello. We've got a couple of people from our building department. April Murphy is here, and Tyler Diller, just from the building department. And we've been without a head building official since like the middle or late December. So we've got the job posted. We've got like 8 or 9 resumes so far for that. So have had the turnover, and these folks are doing their very best in the building department to keep up with inspections and things. And the challenge that we have, and I talked to Commissioner Huff a little bit about this a few days ago, but Richard Bigelow, he carried the commercial inspector certifications. And so we're in a little bit of a bind whenever we need a commercial inspection. And so we hope to get that position filled as quickly as possible. We've got the hiring committee and all that in place. So I'm here to ask you for your assistance today, because being without the that commercial building inspector, we're in a little bit of a bind. We can talk about numbers. They aren't very high, that April has that if you'd like, but our request is that your commercial building inspector, if we can borrow him or utilize him, I think it's a him, just for the next little while. I don't think it's going to be very long until we get that position filled, but we are in that bind and we want to keep the business moving along. We're happy to do a memorandum of understanding to put that in writing, and we're very happy to return the favor if the county gets into a bind and has some turnover. So that's our request, that we are in that little bit of a predicament and we may need that. And Tyler may be like taking a little bit of a lead, but it looks better now. So, but that's really it. And I'm happy to answer any questions, or as I said, April has some numbers if you need that.
Okay. Mayor Dahlquist did talk to me about this a couple weeks ago, and I had him send over a proposed contract, which we sent to Jonathan, talked to Hal about it. So that's why we're here today, just to discuss that and see if there's anything that we, number one, is does Hal have the capacity to do this, and so on and so forth, and then just kind of look at the contract that Jonathan has reviewed. So Hal, what's your take on this?
We wouldn't have a problem taking care of the need. There would be some logistical issues that I would need to work out with Tyler, and then go sit down with April so that we would know how they would want inspections input into their system. And beyond that, if we had at least a tentative idea for notice, we have myself and 2 others that have those certifications, so we can take care of inspections for them on an as-need basis.
Okay. Okay.
I will share with you that I know that it is a burden that Tyler carries of trying to be all things to all people, and at this point where he's just a one-man show on the building inspection side, I don't know that I would want to be in his shoes right now.
Okay. Jonathan, you had a chance to review this?
I did. From a legal perspective, I've got no issues with the commission signing the contract. It's perfectly legal. Just a matter of discretion as to whether, as a matter of policy, you want to do it.
Okay.
I had a couple of things. One was we're covering all our costs. I mean, I don't know
Well, that was
all the
that
logistics
was something I
behind-
wanted to talk about. So.
Okay, and then we have the same contract with all the other cities on the south end of the county. So, and then my other question is, we've got a lot on Hal's plate right now too.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to confirm, because we hadn't had a chance to talk, and I want to confirm with him.
So real quickly, Commissioner Moser, in my conversation with Tyler, when this first came up, I reached out to him. He came to the office and we talked. It's on an as-need basis, and if we were given even just 24 hours notice, we could arrange our schedules accordingly to take care of a particular day or a morning or whatever would need be. I don't see it as being an overly taxing issue for our schedules. Where we have 3 people that would be capable of assisting, that would not be a burden to our schedules at this point.
And then the other part was we're enforcing their standards.
Correct.
Correct.
And everybody that's going to do the inspections knows their standards?
For the most part, yes. Yep. Yeah, it's, this is going to sound terrible, and I hate to say this in a public forum, but it's not rocket science. I mean, we pretty well know exactly what we're looking for when we go.
No, the amount of calls that I used to get, it is rocket science. So I commend you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I commend all that you do, because you're having to explain to the public. So it is rocket science.
We're all on the same code cycles too, so
Yep.
I don't think there's any black and white of that. It's just all the same. We're all in the 2018 IBC
Okay.
that we'll be going out of, so.
In terms of cost, the contract specifies that Pocatello would hold on to 25% of the fee. They would remit 75% to us, so I think that would cover costs.
The only question that I would have is if, and it comes up at times, I have been in the city before in a county vehicle going in to buy batteries at a store and have had comments made towards me about shopping on county time. And it's hard to not say something back and just bite your tongue, but there's the perception of having an inspector from the county show up in a county truck to do a city inspection, and I hope that everybody would understand that we're there to satisfy a need and we're not some smart aleck comment comes our way. But it's human nature, it's gonna happen.
You're gonna get it.
Good thing you didn't buy your batteries in Power County. You would really be in trouble.
Good counsel, Mayor.
Couple quick questions. Do we do mechanical inspections as part of that?
I would prefer not to.
Okay, that's in here, and so can we scratch that if you would prefer not to, or?
Are you comfortable with
Yes.
striking that, Tyler?
We do have a mechanical inspector too, and we talked about that this morning. It's strictly just for building inspections for commercial or residential, so I do hold the credentials for both. It's just if I'm gone or have to take a leave of absence for a day or two, that's when we would ask. So one day we could probably push our inspections off, but if I'm gone for a couple days, more than one, that's when we would ask for you guys to fill in for us.
Yeah, I didn't think we did mechanical inspections.
I have that credential. However, I have not done a mechanical inspection for 6.5 years.
Okay, so are you okay
I
if
would
we
need to have
scratch that?
conversation with
Yeah.
Mr. Sutherland, the mechanical inspector, and have him
Yep.
tune me up a little bit if that need came along.
Okay,
And he can handle the mechanical inspections.
Okay.
and then there's on the second page, it says county shall do residential plan reviews unless otherwise informed by the city, and commercial plan reviews and all field inspections. Are we, as part of this process, is that normal?
We're capable of that, yes.
Okay. And then, how do you want to handle the billing on this? Do you want like a monthly report or a weekly report?
That would be ideal, if you could send that along with the payment, just to show how much you collected and then show the 75%.
Do you want-
With the check.
Are you-
It says at a
Monthly
minimum
basis, you
monthly.
say, or weekly, or monthly is okay?
Probably monthly is, that's how the others are paying us, right, is monthly, the other cities?
I honestly do not know.
Monthly would probably be easier, I'm
Yeah.
assuming for your staff. If you want to check, finance can reach out to me if they're the ones that do it, or if you guys do it, you can reach out. And we can work through that.
Okay.
And then another question I had is on page 3, the last paragraph on the top, the last of the top paragraph says, upon finalization of a project, county shall return the plans to Pocatello. Are we assuming liability if we do the inspection? Are we assuming some liability? So should we keep a copy of those plans for our reference?
That's a logistical issue to talk from legal side
So I looked at
relative to
Jonathan.
records retention.
I looked at Jonathan on that then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a problem with doing that, and I think that would be wise for the county, just to maintain a copy and return the originals.
Because I think you get duplicate plans or,
Well, so all of our plans are digital now.
Okay.
So we don't require duplicates, they're all digital, and the contractors have that digital copy on the work site. And so that's something I'm sure we would be fine just letting you have a digital copy, because that's how we do our reviews, is digitally through our permitting portal now.
okay.
So-
I just think from a legal standpoint, we, just to cover our bases, to have a copy of that digitally, if that's not a big deal. And that was it. That's all the questions I had.
Okay.
Ken?
My questions, and again, I appreciate your, we're not actually going to, we're doing inspections. We're not actually approving the big plans and everything else. I assume that's still going to come from the city. The initial plan that's agreed, you guys will approve that, and we'll just approve the inspections, the weekly or daily, whatever's required. Is that what,
Mhm.
That's my
pretty well what
understanding.
we're going to do?
Yep. Yeah, I do all the plan reviews as of right now too, until we get building official. You know, he would do mostly commercial, but I do both commercial and residential. So I would do as many as I possibly can. If I was to be gone, I would have all of our plans that you guys would have to do in your reviews.
Okay. I'd feel more comfortable just doing the inspections and,
But
because
you
we're
do
driving
plan to
through.
sign off,
100%.
Yeah.
We're probably driving through Pocatello a lot of times anyway between that, and I don't have a problem with helping all of that, just, again, working out the logistics of whether it's daily or whatever it is. Hopefully, everybody knows 3 days in advance or a week in advance that it's coming up. With commercial or that, I mean, we benefit in the county just as much as the Pocatello does from tax base and everything else. And so I think we're well within what we should be doing is to assist. I don't have a problem with any other. You've addressed all of the what that I've had there. As long as, I guess if it come down to push or shove, we're gonna take care of county business that day, and then leftover time we'll take care of city. I think we just need to be aware of that.
Sure. I always let my contractors know if I'm gonna be gone too, so they would be knowing to expect that there'll be a fill-in for me, so tell them to play nice.
Okay. Okay.
And this is a 1-year contract.
I didn't see it says could be
Yes.
terminated anytime or.
Correct.
Both are stated,
It-
one-year
it-
contract,
it is
can
a
be
one-year
terminated by
contract.
either
Okay,
party
1 year,
at any
but
time.
could be terminated with
Unless you're
reasonable,
terminated. Okay.
stuff, so, okay.
I was gonna say, is your hiring process that slow?
Okay, I hope not. It should be way less than a year.
Okay.
I'd go ahead and make a motion that we approve the contract with City of Pocatello for building inspections.
And can I amend that just a little bit with the changes to removing the mechanical inspection clause and add in give us a digital copy of the record for our records? That's what we talked about, right? The two changes?
Yeah, we could do that. I think the best way to do that would simply be to approve the contract, clarifying that we're going to make those changes, and then we can sign it afterwards.
Okay.
And I can go
What he
ahead
said.
and make those changes in the next couple of minutes after this meeting.
Okay. That would be my amendment, what he said.
So moved.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
thank you.
glad to be a good neighbor.
Yeah, all right,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Al.
Charity?
Charity Staggs, Southeast Idaho Council of Governments, here presenting the Cottonwood Valley Phase 3 MOU between IDL and Bannock County for your review and signature. This was an awarded grant.
Any questions for Charity on that one?
No, we're able to continue to get these grants, continue to do the work.
Okay. Charity, would you just real quickly brief the commission on what you and I talked about yesterday for future projects?
For sure. So there is, the IDL grants are currently open. We talked about where to go next and settled on, there's one, Lava Ranches always needs some work. So we've done some work south, we're doing some work inside it, and now we'd like to go north in the Dempsey Creek area. So that would be one project, one grant application. And the other one, there is some property right where the McCammon drinking water source is, Crystal Springs. They own a little bit of property, and then it's landlocked by some private property, and it is filled and covered with juniper. And it's very difficult for them to get out there. But also, if we were to remove those juniper, there's a potential that they would get more drinking water from that source. So that would be another application, that would be the Crystal Springs project.
You can't believe how much water those cedars and junipers take out of this.
Would you tell them about what
Downey?
Downey experienced?
Yeah, last I heard from Downey, after that 9-mile project, they haven't needed to turn on their groundwater pumps, or very rarely.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if you've been to that spring, it's amazing to go in that Quonset and see that certain times of the year, and it comes right out of those rocks. I mean, it sits right back over a bunch of rocks. In fact, we had to close that partially because of rodents. It's amazing the little critters that are out there that will contaminate that, but that is nestled right into the tree line, right into the side of the mountain. So anything we could do there, that probably would help McCammon as well.
When Charity showed me the possibility to do that, I jumped on that, said, let's make that a priority, because McCammon can use that water, so.
Well, not only that, but McCammon gets the first 500. But everything below goes down into that, so a lot of agriculture, a lot of farmers would benefit from the overflow as well. But I do know they take a lot of water if we can. We only get so much, the city does, but it would benefit everybody downstream in so many ways. So I would be all for that.
Cool. Thank you, Charity, for that update. Any further questions, comments, or concerns?
No.
Then I would move that we accept the MOU for the Cottonwood Valley Restoration Project Phase 3. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thanks. Keep up the
Thank you
good
so
work.
much. Have a good day.
Kyle?
Morning, Kyle Burmester, Public Works Director. What I got for you today is an agreement between Bannock County and the Forest Service. It's a SPA. Sounds a lot better than it is. But it's just a supplemental project agreement. You guys have dealt with our grooming stuff in the past, so we have our main cost share agreement through the state. This is between us and the Forest Service, so when we're on that property, that we have certain things that we're responsible for and they have certain things. The only thing we've changed on this one is this is a yearly thing. I had them put it to 5, that we review it each year, just to kind of cut some of, because we bring 3 different contracts every year for the grooming. It's worked out great. We have a real good communication with the Forest Service, but it still can be stopped at any point. But any questions on?
Have we increased any trails?
We did some changes. So if you look at the one, what we've done is in Inman, we had one trail that wasn't even actually a trail that we groomed. So when you're using the GPS system and stuff, it updates for all the snowmobilers that they know what's been groomed and when. It's like live. Well, it left a chunk because it wasn't even the right trail. We were off to the side of it, and so we got some of them corrections made. We got a chunk that was on there that we didn't groom. And then we added one that we can cut back to kind of save time. So we did add back one of the trails that we had done a long time ago. So it was pretty easy to get it back on the system. But yeah, just kind of cleaning it up. We're just a little OCD on the trails and wanted them to actually show what we were doing. But we did get that corrected a little bit.
So I guess part of my question is, if we've increased trails, are we increasing fees? You know, are we spending more money on fuel and stuff like that?
No, we really looked at that to see, because at first the grooming board came and, they suggested this. Our groomer actually really suggested it. And at first I was like, we're barely getting done what we have already. So we had to look at it to see that this was actually going to save time instead of add time. So we feel that just putting this new trail is actually going to save us some fuel and manpower, because it's a cutoff to come back instead of making this huge loop to come back around. So
Cool.
So hopefully there won't, for your question, it's not going to add to our expense.
So is the parking spaces, is that on Forest Service land?
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
so this
in
agreement-
Inman it is, and then on Mink Creek it's in the other county and it's a private property. There's a lot with that one.
So this agreement actually will cover
This isn't anything to do with
the parking lots, but when we're on the parking lot, this agreement is the same as if we're on a trail?
Yeah, yeah.
That's-
Anytime
that's
we're on
my
forest property, yes.
Okay, that was my question, is anytime we're on this agreement that is binding on both parties then?
Yeah.
So, not just trails? Okay.
Yeah, it's just when we're on forest. And we do have that separate agreement with the Forest Service that if we need to clean out parking areas. And that's just on an as-needed basis, and we haven't had a,
Say, a pretty good, different year this year.
yeah, we've cleaned Inman parking lot once, and our guys did it just because we have to turn around up there when we do our plowing, and they just made an extra loop, but that's all we've had to do. And also, just so you guys know, we don't have any of the gates open. We don't want trucks up there. Snowmobiles can get around, so the snowmobiles are still going in, but normally, once we get enough snow for the groomer, we'll open all of them gates for the grooming and stuff. But visiting with Forest Service, we were just kind of scared to have pickup stuff up there and stuff like that, so we're keeping them closed at this time, and we haven't did any grooming yet. So we'll see
What about our favorite road back behind the gap?
No, yeah,
I mean, we haven't been up that road.
we haven't groomed anything. We have signage at the bottom, that road's closed, for it and everything. There are probably some driving it.
Okay. I just wondered, because we don't have a lot of snow, they may, some of them you don't have that gated in any way.
Last, we'd looked at it, there still wasn't enough snow for tracks, so to not get too technical on it, that it's during this season that you have to have only tracks. If you can't use tracks, they're still just driving in.
All right. So is there a gate up there somewhere? How far up that road is there a gate?
On that trail behind the gap, there is no gate.
Okay, good. Which is my point. There's no way of gating.
Yeah, we
it off.
just did visual warnings
Okay.
of what that trail is.
Okay, so if somebody does go up there and get stuck,
There's no maintenance being
somebody gonna have a
done.
long cable.
Solomon's will make a lot of money.
Yes, so anyway, that was more of clarification on where we're at this kind of a year back in there, so.
Yeah, because we do have people living
Yeah.
up there,
Yeah,
so,
there.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll accept it.
I will make that motion, we go ahead and sign this agreement with Forest Service.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And the discussion on emergency management funding was pulled. We were notified that the funding from FEMA had been restored to the department, so we don't have to stress about that right now. We'll see what happens on the other side of the government shutdown, but as of now, the emergency management department is operating as normal. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Whatever normal is.
Yeah, whatever normal is. So with that, we have resolutions and ordinances. We have Resolution 2026-7, authorizing the destruction of sheriff records, -8, approving tax cancellation requests, and -9, authorizing the destruction of additional records. Has anybody had any questions, comments, or concerns on those?
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve Resolution 2026-7, 8, and 9.
Okay, we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And that takes us to the consent agenda. Is there any questions on the consent agenda?
Nope.
Hearing none, I would move to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say